Hey Newlife Youth, welcome to our broadcast tonight, our premiere at 7 o'clock. We hope that you enjoyed tonight. As you know, we did not have a sermon on Friday night because we were at United We Stand. So tonight we're doing something a little bit differently. We know that a lot of you have been asking the question, how do you eliminate gossip? There's been a lot of questions around gossip, whether it's okay, whether we're allowed to do it, whether we should do it. And so we wanted to spend a bit of time tonight talking about gossip. So enjoy. One of the helpful things to ask yourself around eliminating gossip is, how do you draw the line between gossip and chitchat? There is a difference, but the easiest way to discern whether or not you're gossiping or whether you're just talking about people is ask yourself, would you say it in the same way, with the same tone, with the same body language and the same words if that person was right there with you? I think sometimes we kind of justify it as general chit chat, but if we had that person come in and join us in a conversation, I think often the tone, the words that we say, the implications that we're making through the words that we're using would change dramatically. And so that's a really good way to indicate whether or not you're just talking about someone, because that's actually okay. When someone's not around, I just say talk life and love about them. That's the best thing to do as Christians, to be known as the people who, when someone's not around, you're actually talking life and love. Imagine if you were the person who was known that didn't talk differently about someone behind their back as how you do to their face. Imagine if you were known as the person that whenever someone wasn't around, you were talking life and love. Rome wasn't built in a day, but it can burn down in a day. So you can spend so long building up your friendships, establishing trust, but if you get caught in the web of gossip, that can come crashing down really, really fast. So I would encourage you, remember that with your relationships. Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes a long time to build trust with friendships, but I can guarantee you gossip will be the thing that if you engage it, that tears your friendships apart and makes it toxic. So if you know that what you're saying isn't life-giving, then you drastically need to cut that out for the sake of your friendships, for the sake of your integrity, and to actually be someone who glorifies God and honors God in how you live. Proverbs 13:3 says this, "Those who control their tongues will have a long life, but opening your mouth can ruin everything." So ask yourself the question, every time you open your mouth, are you getting ready to gossip? Get on the gossip train, talk about something juicy? Or are you actually going, no, I want to give life and I want to give love? Because remember, your relationships take time to build, but they can come crumbling down in one instance of gossip. If you feel like you've been stuck in this web of gossip and you just don't know how to get out, I would encourage you, get out ASAP. The ways in which you do that is you just shut down the conversation. You know what? It's really, really awkward when someone's saying, oh my gosh, do you know this about this person? Oh my gosh, do you know this about that person? And you're the one who says, I'm not interested. But let me tell you, really, really quickly, you will get so many relationship points through your real friendships if you're known as the person who doesn't want to engage in gossip. If you're known as the person who shuts down the goss, because who cares? Be the last person to know something. Imagine if you as a follower of Christ were known as the last person to know stuff in your circles. That you weren't the first person that people run to when there's some juicy goss or there's something exciting happening, but in fact you were the last person because really you didn't give two hoots. It wasn't life-giving, it wasn't God-honoring. Proverbs 4:24 says this, avoid perverse talk at all times. Stay away from corrupt speech. Avoid perverse talk and stay away from corrupt speech. It's pretty clear. If we call ourselves Christians, if you say, hey, you're a follower of Christ, if you say that you believe in the gospel, in the good news of Jesus Christ, that God can actually restore our hearts, can restore our souls, then the call out's on us to actually be Christians who go out, who show love through the way that we speak about people when they're around and when they're not around. To be known as the Christians who play the long game with our relationship. To be the ones who say, I just want to build on these relationships and I don't want to see them come crumbling down, so I'm going to show them love. And then lastly, to be known as the people who, when something juicy happens, they don't run to you first because they know you're not going to engage in gossip. I can guarantee you, Newlife Youth, that if that is how we choose to live, if we choose to eliminate our gossip by being the last person to know, not the first, by seeing our relationships as something that is built over time, but something that can come crumbling down in an instant if we choose to gossip. And then for us to honestly, with integrity, draw the line between gossip and talk or gossip and chit chat, I guarantee you our schools, our youth ministry on a Friday night will be completely different. Your homes, the trust that people give to you, your lives will be so much richer. And the influence that you have in your community and the way in which you are known as a Christian will be so much better because of that. We hope this has been helpful. Have a great night tonight, and we will see you tomorrow night at 6 p.m. for giveaways. Bye.